Hello everybody, this is a gameplay and a reply, which is the first thing that we've ever done on this channel as a reply, so feel privileged, HeroicBankshots, this is a first. Anyway, basically, HeroicBankshots, if you don't know them, are a bankshotting channel. They put bankshot montages up, and, well, as far as I'm aware, and as far as they're talking in their videos, solely bankshotting montages. So, if you haven't seen them, go and check them out. They are very good. Like, very good. You will be impressed. And now that that plug is out of the way, we can get on with the video. They put up a video the other day, which I will link to in the description or somewhere on the screen, that you should go and watch before you watch this, because this video will make an awful lot more sense, because I'm replying to them. So basically, they were talking about how the knifing community has an odd attitude towards banking, bankshotting even, and it's forced, or not forced, but it's made Bucks, Nigger Ops, Bucks Sugar Free, whatever you want to call them, to retire from bankshot only montages, which I think is sad as well, because if you probably recognise his name even if you're not quite sure where from. He's been in multiple top 5 videos and multiple different channels like Miss Danielle's, etc. And he's a very good bankshotter, and it's quite sad to see him like stop doing bankshot only videos. However, they had a number of points that I thought that I would discuss, because I had some differing opinions to them, or not differing, but I wanted to reply to it and I didn't have enough space in the YouTube comment. Essentially, that's what this video is about. So yes, now that I've taken far too much time introducing the video, I may as well get on with it. So I personally think that there are a lot of skilled knifers out there, and it's difficult to say what style of knifing is the most difficult. Like, I mean, you've got loads of different styles. You've got bankshotting, you've got going for feeds, you've got going for streaks, you've got trick shotting. But it's quite clear to me that bankshotting is nowhere near the easiest, and anyone's like that says that it is has never tried it. But I know that the argument for it is that lots of people will say like, oh, you can get a really good bankshot, you just go into a private match and then you set it up and then you do it in a game and then you just get it set up. Like, you just do it onto an objective, you bounce it onto a flag, you do it wherever you like, it always works. And to an extent, yeah, you can do that. You can go into a private match and you can set up a shot, but the amount of time it takes you to find the shot and the amount of time it takes you in games to try and get that shot to hit is ridiculous. If you've ever seen one of Zagriz's map tutorials, he'll have a throwing knife challenge at the end, and you'll see him frequently say at the end of them, for his Modern Warfare 3 ones at least, you know, we spent 2 hours finding a clip for this map and then we gave up. Like, it's very difficult to find good bank shots, like ones that will impress people, and as a smaller channel, that's what you need. You'll see lots of people, you'll see, for example, Vic, like if you look at Vicstar's channel, you'll see a lot of stuff that you wouldn't be able to get away with on a smaller channel. If you go back to some of his Black Ops stuff, you've got like cross-map double tomahawks in his main montages, and I would argue if you put any of those in a smaller channel's video, they just wouldn't get viewed. They'd be like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool, but I've seen it before, it's just a cross-map tomahawk, it doesn't require any skill. Which is completely true. Like, you have to know where to aim it, that's about it. Bankshotting is completely different, in the sense that you have to find where the bankshot is, and if you haven't planned where the bankshot is, you have to have an eye for where to throw it. Bankshotting is a skill. There's no argument in that. And it's people that say that it isn't a skill and that it's easy have clearly never tried it, and definitely should, because they're going to get their asses kicked. Quite simply. They raised the point that they think that feeds are beneath them. I don't know. Feeds are interesting. It depends. Feeds are one of those things where I don't know, kind of like trick shotting. Like, I find trick shotting very boring if they've just like triple stunned them and he's on the ground and he can't move at all. It's like, well, good job, you hit a guy that couldn't move. You could have done anything to him. But feeds are kind of the same thing to me. I see montages as like a display of your skill and what you think is good. And so if you're just coming up behind someone to get a feed where it's on drop zone, they're all stunned and none of them are facing you, it's like, well, good job, you had good fortune that they were all on the drop zone. Great. Like, feeds in that sense are very simple to do. Like, you can get feeds so easily. And that's one of the reasons why, if you watch our video that we put up on Miss Danielle's channel, we call it Stunless, because we felt that there were so many videos of people getting feeds and they thought that they were like, oh, I'm amazing, I can get so many feeds. It's like, well actually no. If you're gonna be trying to do it and showing a display of skill, you should be trying to do it without stun grenades, because stun grenades are a severe advantage to a throwing knifer, because just simply because of the fact that throwing knives kill in one hit. People find throwing knives very cheap and tomahawks very cheap because they feel like kill in one hit. I think that's one of the reasons why people get annoyed. They feel like it's a death that they couldn't avoid, and so if they're stunned, it just enhances that feeling for them, because like, oh well, great, I couldn't have won that gunfight, I couldn't have done anything. If they're not stunned and they are facing you and you still kill them and you get a triple feed, that to me is like, you just outplayed them. You just quite clearly they couldn't beat you at all. And if you can do that consistently, I would argue that that would make you a very good player. I don't know whether it would make you better than bankshotting. I would argue that they probably take about the same skill level if you're doing it that. But I certainly don't think that that kind of streak is an easy feat, especially not in Modern Warfare 3 where you can get killed so quickly. But that's just me, I don't know. And yeah, it's true, some game types do lend themselves to different styles of play, but I mean, like, that's like saying different maps lend themselves to different styles of play. So I mean, yes, I mean, Drop Zone does lend itself to feeds, just because of the nature of the game. Like, all of the enemies are heading towards one location, and if you can flank them, they're pretty much screwed unless one of them is facing the right way. So feeds on that game type are possibly less skilled, I don't really know. Feeds are kind of difficult because you basically got to be lucky that there are people there. And so if you play enough, you will eventually find enough people at any one point. But I think I've gone on rambling long enough on this one topic. So I think I will finish up by saying, I think that bankshotting montages to me are interesting if they're done correctly, and I think that Bucks and Heroic Bankshots, and I think there are a few others out there, like Miss Danielle does very tasteful bankshot montages, but they're not bankshot only. I think that they take a lot of skill, and I think that Heroic Bankshots are right, and that bankshotters are definitely undervalued in the community. But I don't think that bankshots are not recognised. I mean, if you like, Miss Danielle is like 50-something thousand subscribers, and she's a bankshotter. I find it difficult to believe that people don't value bankshotting enough. I just think that people need more. The trouble is that bankshotting requires a lot of time. And I think the reason Miss Danielle hasn't been growing as fast as Vic is that she hasn't been putting out videos as frequently, and she hasn't been interacting with the community as much. Whereas Vicstar has just like played it like a boss. I've seen him go from like 20,000 subscribers when Miss Danielle was on 50,000 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers, and Miss Danielle's still on 50,000 subscribers. So I think it just requires persistence, and I don't think people should be giving up on bankshotting just because of what the community wants, because like you said, you don't have to just subscribe to one person, you can subscribe to more than one person. I want to finish up by announcing that it's going to be our first year anniversary on YouTube on March 23rd, and we're not going to be doing anything special for that. We will, however, be doing something special for April 5th, which is the anniversary of our very first video. So I hope that people will be excited for that, because I'm very pleased with how it's turning out at the moment. So yes, I guess I'm done now, so I will speak to you guys later.